here in Victoria to chat to a father-son race team. With this father having a rich history in the sport, now finds himself racing a modified sedan, and his son being a third-generation driver and a four-time track champion at Avalon Raceway, we find out what the future plans are for Peter and Kai Walters of Walters Racing Torquay. So sit back and enjoy another episode of On the Throttle. Welcome to On the Throttle, Peter and Kai.
Thanks very much. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
So I can see there's lots happening in the shed right now, but you're missing one car. Where's your car, Kai?
My car's actually at the Spencer Race Engines workshop, getting new rear bar work and front bar work, and pretty much ready to be assembled and ready to go racing out of their workshop. So
Well, there you go.
Yep.
So Peter, when did your career actually start in Speedway, and what sections have you raced?
Starting at about 92, I reckon. I started off at Stand and Saloons, which were fender benders back in the day. And then we went to B modified sedans, which was what they now are 3 litre sedans here in Victoria. They're like a state class of the modified sedans. Then I stopped riding for a little while and did a fair bit of work with the Soup Sedan guys, setting up for guys like Gavin McKenzie and Bruce Tate and a few other ones around the state. And then I come back to, we actually went to Queensland for a couple of years, come back to Victoria and started racing Limited Sportsman, and had a really good career in the sporties, and probably did that for 8 or 9 years, and then we did about 6 years in wingless sprint.
Oh yeah.
And now we're back into sort of the modified sedans. I didn't do a whole lot while Kai was at the finishing end of his junior years, where we're sort of pretty busy going everywhere with the junior sedans. So we slotted in the Formula V8 in between there for a while as well. Did a few meetings with that at Ballarat, and then sold that and bought this car behind us here from Western Australia.
Well, there you go. Have you won any state or national titles?
Won 2 South Australian Limited Sportsman titles, and led Victorian titles twice, and managed not to finish Victorian titles. Haven't had much luck in Victorian titles, but the South Australian titles, I think I finished in the top 3 positions 7 years in a row or something.
Oh,
so
wow.
I won it once in my car in 2005, and once in Matty Grist's car that I was driving for him when I was driving the wingless sprint at the same time. I won both of those at Mount Gambier.
Well, there you go.
And so pretty good times in the limited sport anyway.
Do you reckon you'll give up being in the hot seat anytime soon?
I'll probably keep going for a little bit longer yet. See how it all pans out. If I don't keep damaging myself, I should be right. So predominantly we concentrate on Kai's car. So we're just giving mine a revamp now to try and match everything the same as Kai's car.
Yep.
So that when we are travelling, it's a bit easier with spares and stuff like that. So if I get sick of it, I might put a kid in it and give somebody else an opportunity.
Well, there you go. So Kai, you got your first race car as a birthday present for your 10th birthday. Was Speedway always a dream for you?
yeah, absolutely. As long as I can remember being out here in the shed with Dad, helping on his sporty and getting in the pits and crewing for him, and I guess being the crew chief, I suppose, and learning the ropes off him. And it's an awesome birthday present too.
I bet. So being a third generation Speedway driver, with your grandfather having a successful super sedan career, along with your grandmother racing a B mod, and obviously your dad having a continued successful racing career, holding some titles and all the rest of it, do you find yourself under pressure when racing because of their success?
Not really. I sort of put my own pressure on myself, and pretty hard on myself, I think, but I don't really feel pressured because they've been successful. But even Mum's had to go on a race car, and
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't think she won, but I'm pretty sure she got lapped a few times, but nonetheless, I don't really feel pressure.
Yeah. Peter, when you watch Kai race, are you a calm parent or one of those nervous ones like my parents?
Not as nervous as your mum, that's for sure. When Kai first started, obviously new to the sport and being a parent, you're nervous probably for the first 2 or 3 years, but once he started coming through the ranks and to the pointy end of the junior sedans, it was pretty much he knows what he's doing now. I was probably more nervous about whether the car was going to do the right thing or whether the car was going in the right direction. First couple of meetings in the modified were a little bit nervous, and then he won his first heat down at Alexandra, and then sort of after that it was he knows what he's doing. It's all good. So probably these days not so much nervous at all. Like I said, probably more nervous that the car's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Understandable. So Kai, you had a very successful junior sedan career, being only one of 2 junior sedan drivers to have a crack at each state and the national title in your 2014-15 season. You finished on the podium 4 out of the 7 titles that you competed in. What dramas did you come across to not finish the other 3?
We raced Queensland title and we didn't finish that. I think we got to 2nd place and unfortunately got a flat tyre, so that put us out of the run of that.
Yep.
And we travelled to Darwin for the Northern Territory title, and we had engine dramas since practice. We rolled out for practice and junked a motor in the first session. Then, with the help of the crews and Gardner's family at the time, we got the engine swapped over and went back for the heat races. And we finished 1 heat race, and that got us just enough points to make the show.
Yep.
And I think we started pretty much last and got to 3rd, and we junked another engine and turned out being an accessory on the motor. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing. Then. What was the other one? I've gone blank now.
Western Australia,
No, I finished there.
finished 5th there.
Victoria?
Oh, Victorian title, yeah, of course. Yeah, no, we didn't have the greatest weekend there. I think we went alright in the heat races, but qualified down the back for the show and got caught up in a lap 1 incident and tore the right front corner out of the old Dado, and that was it.
Oh, well, there you go. So, obviously racing many races, you've made many friends from all corners of Australia. Do you miss your junior days at all?
Yeah, absolutely. We've made heaps of really close friends from pretty much every state, which is really good.
Yep.
That's what junior racing's about. Yeah, of course, miss the boys in WA. They're probably one of the closest friends, and Gartners and Atkins, who we still see pretty regularly. So yeah, keeping in touch with all them's top notch. And yeah.
Yep. So in your first season in the senior categories, you got a few drives in cars. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, actually, the first modified race we got flown to Perth and driven to Shark Bay. We got to drive for Graham McSweeney, then we eventually bought the car off him.
Yep.
I think first heat race there was pretty bad. Probably a little bit nervous and didn't really know what to do, but then I think nearly won the 2nd heat, and then we won the last heat and finished 2nd in the feature race, which was pretty cool, I thought. Then we got the opportunity to drive for Chris Edwards and Nadine Edwards in the street stock division, running the titles.
Yep.
Did a total of 5 shows and made every feature race, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
I just have to ask, how did you come up with the name Rowdy for your car?
We bought it off Kyle Blight from WA, and he'd named it Rowdy, but it's a bit hard to explain unless it's his running, and yeah, you sort of get the gist of it.
That's fair enough. So is there much travelling planned for the Walters race team for the 2016-17 season, along with the Australian title held at Murray Bridge? Are you guys going to go over to that?
Yeah, we'll definitely do the South Australian title at Murray Bridge and the Australian title. They're in the same week.
Okay.
A little bit tight schedule, but I think we've also got a series round here the Saturday beforehand. So what we might end up doing there is Kai might jump in my car for the series round, and we'll keep Rowdy for the titles.
Yep.
I think we'll definitely go to Kingaroy again for the Kings Royal.
Yep.
That was a really good weekend, and probably as many state titles that we can fit in that working with the schedule. And it looks like we'll be doing the national title and a couple of the state titles in the street stock again as well. So that'll keep us busy. Yeah.
So the big question, who's the best crew chief and who does the most work in the shed?
Dad does most of the spanner work on the race nights, but I think we both put in equal effort during the week in the shed. So
that's fair enough.
Yeah, a fair bit of checking and testing and stuff like that during the week. Guy spends a fair bit of time going over nut and bolts, and then we'll be mucking around changing tyres over and just checking everything in the truck that we've got enough. Especially when you've got the 2 cars going and you've got to sort of keep on top of it. I think we only really got caught out once for the whole season, was at Mildura. We had a couple of ball joints let go on us, and that was really the only time we had any
there you go.
failure as far as componentry goes
Yep.
through the season. So just got to keep on top of it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for talking to us, and all the best for your future in Speedway, and a speedy recovery for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Hope
thanks
I'm
for
not
coming,
out
guys.
for too long. Thank you.